I thought we competed at times, but it's, you know, fitness level wise, skill wise, and just the almost monotonous way they play. If you take half a play off or you make an error, you're punished straight away. It's one of them, and that's what happened tonight.
Dale, how did you see it? One out of the team you were playing against?
Probably just had a bit of a lesson in how to sort of be clinical in attack and in an D. They were really good, sort of getting in defence and closing us down and shutting us down from inside and stuff. And they completed a lot better than us. And yeah, we've definitely had a lesson tonight.
What do you think happens for the rest of the tournament? What do you focus on, and how do you think Australia, will go in as far as retaining the trophy?
Yeah, I think looking at that performance and the performance before against Fiji for Australia, like we said, they look really strong. I think England will be there and thereabouts with their first up performance against Samoa. But yeah, the calibre of player that's in this squad, it's hard to see them not getting to the final. So, yeah.
And your final pool game, does tonight impact on your approach to it in any way? Or?
Not really. We've always gone out with the intent to enjoy this tournament. Like I said, a lot of our players are working during the day and coming and doing the footy on an evening at their clubs. So for those type of guys in our squad, this is a massive thing to be involved in. It full stop really, and then for us to try and put performances together is another thing. Fiji is another big ask for us, but we'll do a body count. We've had a bit of sickness in the camp this week, so we'll need to check on those guys, and then hopefully we'll be good to go for next week.
What would you like to get out of the Fiji game, Nathan? Is there anything kind of goals you could set for you?
I think we need to put a good performance together. Really, we're Italy on our first game. I don't think we performed to the best of our ability, obviously, and we didn't get the result. Thought we were a bit scratchy with our sort of end of set plays and being a bit overplaying really, and instead of building pressure. Obviously tonight we didn't get a chance to work on anything like that. I think they had twice as much ball as we had tonight, so it was difficult going. So yeah, it's kind of a building process this week, and we'll be looking to put a side together to compete with Fiji next week.
Nathan, can you talk about Campbell Graham? He said when he got picked for Australia that you wished him well. You understood his decision and wished him the best of luck.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. We've always known the situation with Campbell. If he wasn't getting in the Australia squad, he was always going to be in our squad, and that's the kind of relationship we've had. As soon as he got picked, I got on the blower and wished him well, and that's how it is. That's his country of birth. So, I know that in the future he does want to represent his heritage. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and obviously he scored a hat trick on debut against you.
Yeah, he did. That's nasty, that, isn't it?
Bill, did you speak to Campbell after the game?
Yeah, I just went up and obviously give him well wishes for the rest of the tournament, like I did the rest of the players. Like Nathan said, we've got a lot of boys who these things don't come around too often. I've had a 16, 17 year career, and this is the second time I've played Australia, so some of these young lads who are sort of starting the path in internationals got to sort of embrace it and sort of learn your lesson from them.
Yeah, there's a few young lads in the Scottish camp. Do you think this World Cup will bode well heading into France 2025?
Definitely. We've got a real tough group. We, like Nathan said, we sort of underachieved last week, and we've played the world's best tonight. They can just build on it, and we'll take it into Fiji next week, and then the young fellas we can pass the torch on to them.
Dale, the guys in your squad who are Australia based, I know you worry about yourself and about the score and all that sort of stuff, but what do you think it was like as an experience for them? I mean, some of them might have ambitions to go on and play for Australia in the future. They're only young, there's 2 or 3 of them. What was it like for them, do you think, to play against Australia?
Yeah, probably massive. Even for English-based players, you're playing against the world champions and some of the best players in the world. I sort of work and I play rugby part-time now, and for me to test myself against some of the world's best it's always going to sort of bring the best out of me. So these young fellas who have flown halfway around the world to play against their champions sort of thing, it's only going to bring them on as players.
Dale, you were part of that side that pushed England all the way here in 2016 with Four Nations, and then draw with New Zealand in Workington, I think. Like, what does it need to get Scotland back to that level on a regular basis?
I think we just need a consistent performance. We've definitely got a good nucleus of sort of senior players, and we've got definitely some good youth coming through. But we need a good consistent performance to sort of start us off, and then building blocks sort of keep going forward.
Nathan, what was the most disappointing thing other than the scoreline about that experience?
For me, we spoke about breaking the game down into 10-minute chunks and managing one 10-minute and then seeing how we're travelling and then going to the next one. But even from the kick-off for me, we spoke about completing our sets better than what we did last week. And straight from the kick-off, we made an error, took the ball dead on the catch. So straight away we're dropping out under post, totally under pressure. I think the next time we got the ball, we made an error. So it's those type of things that you can't do against these guys because they'll ruin you, and ultimately they did.
The players were affected by sickness. You had players that were sick this week.
Yeah, Sam luckily he was pulled out sort of lunchtime today, as was Bailey Liu, who both played last week. So we're missing them. Sam goes really well in middle, so that were a bit of a miss for us. But Guy Graham came in for Sam, and I thought he performed well. He didn't do him, any disservice. So I reckon he'll be in the mixer for next week.
Will they be available for next week's game?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. We've got a few days off obviously now after this game, and we'll reassess going into next week.
And just there was the minute silence before the game for Liam Hampson. I understand that some of the Australian-based players will also have a relationship with him. Do you know anything about that?
I don't personally know anything about that, but I know the boys have been talking in camp and did know the guy. Obviously, it's a sad time, and if you are sort of mixing in those circles like all footy players do, especially if playing in Queensland Cup, we've got a couple of players who's played Q Cup, so they'll obviously know him. It's obviously a sad time, and if they've known him, they'll be a bit touched by it.
Any more questions, guys?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.